Today we're going to be talking about computational fluency and multiples. So computational fluency means that it's the ability to solve problems fluently. And today we're going to be talking about multiples of 2, multiples of 3, and multiples of 6. So this is our number line. And if you were in the classroom, I would be asking you, what do you notice about this number line? So I want you to take a second to think, what do you notice about this number line? What are some things that you notice? So today we're going to be talking first about the multiples of the number 2. So a multiple, we're going to look at a vocabulary card. A multiple is a number that is the product of a given whole number and any other whole number. A number that can be divided by a given number without a remainder. For example, 3, 6, 12 are multiples of 3. So an easier way to explain that is if you can skip count and you land on that number, it's a multiple of that number. And that's what we're going to be doing today. So we're going to be skip counting to find multiples of each number. So we're going to start with the multiple of the number 2. So we're going to start with 2, and we're going to make all of the multiples of the number 2 blue. So if I'm looking for another multiple of the number 2, think about what do you need to do to find another multiple of the number 2. So when you're trying to find another multiple, you have to add 2 more. So if I added 2 more, I would be on 4. So I would go from 2 to 4. Then I would go to 2 more would be 6. So it's every other number. Then we would be at 8. Then 10. Then 12. 14. 16. 18. 20. 22. And you guys learned how to do this back in skip count by 2s, I believe back in 2nd grade. So you guys should be pros at this. 28, and I'm going to stop right there at 30. So what kinds of things do you notice about the multiples of 2? So the multiples of 2 are skipping over what kind of numbers? We're skipping over those odd numbers. So all of the multiples of 2 are even numbers. So to find the multiples of 2, you add 2 each time. Grunk. That's enough. So now we're going to look at the multiples of the number 3. So if you were looking at the multiple of the number 3, think about that. We had to add 2 each time to find the multiples of the number 3. So what do you think we're going to do to find the multiples of the number 3? If we added 2 to find the numbers of the multiples of the number 2, what do you think you're going to do to add to find the numbers of the multiples of the number 3? So let's take a look. We added 2 each time, so this time we are going to add 3 each time. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, look, we've already got that one. So I'm going to put a green dot above here. 3 more, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. So if you notice, some of the multiples of 2 are also multiples of the number 3. So that means that the number 2 and the number 3 have some multiples in common. So it looks like the numbers that they have in common are 6, 12, 18, 24, and 30. So what do you notice about those numbers that they have in common? I want you to think about that. What kind of numbers are they? 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. So now we're going to look at the multiples of the number 6. And we're going to see what they have in common with the multiples of the number 2 and the multiples of the number 3. So if the numbers 2, to find the multiples of the number 2, we had to add 2 each time. And for the multiples of the number 3, we have to add 3 each time. What will we need to do for the multiples of 6? Gronk thinks he knows. He's telling us. Okay, so we are going to start with 6 because that is the number that we are going to be skip counting by and finding multiples of. So I am going to put a circle or oval around the number 6 because 6 is already a multiple of the number 2 and a multiple of the number 3. So now, just like we did when we found the multiples of the number 3, we had to add 3 each time. We're going to have to add 6 each time. So we're going to go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's the next one. So again, remember, we're adding 6 each time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I know, Gronk, it's so hard. Math is rough, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. Oh, look at that. Huh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. Ooh, look at that. So those are the multiples of the number 6. So what do you notice about the multiples of all of the multiples of the number 6? You know? So I want you today to think about that. What do you notice about the multiples of the number 6? What do you notice about the multiples of the number 6? And what do they have in common with the multiples of the number 2 and the multiples of the number 3? And why do you think that is? So I want you to be thinking about that for our small groups. Gronk says bye.